Hey guys, sorry for starting this video so early. I am Krishnali, this is Age of Mythology Retold. I was just playing a little skirmish and I had to redo this bad boy here. Panda, my mother nature. Lovely panda, climbs, tumbles and rolls, cannot be harvested for food. Scientific name. Ailuropoda melanoliuca. Sorry if I got that wrong. Size 150 to 300 pounds. Diet mainly bamboo. Now I've heard somewhere, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone who in the comment section who knows pandas better than I do, and a lot of people are going to know pandas a lot better than I do. I love animals, but I don't know everything about them. So anyone who is an expert, please let me know in the comment section down below. I've heard that panda bears are not supposed to be eating bamboo. That panda bears are actually supposed to be carnivorous. They're actually carnivorous. And panda bears are not supposed to be eating bamboo. Which means that eating bamboo for them is like eating an all-cookie diet for us. It's actually not healthy for them. But of course, you want this thing eating other animals? China is home to a very large population. You don't want this thing eating meat outside of a science fiction B-movie. Killer pandas. Killer pandas. It's more than this country can bear. It's more than the zoo can bear. We experimented on the pandas to make them carnivorous again, and now they're eating the most plentiful herding animals in the region. Us. It's more than the zoo can bear. Killer pandas. It's more than the zoo can bear. Pandas are native to several mountain ranges in southwestern China, primarily in Sichuan, but also in neighboring provinces such as Shaanxi and Gansu. I am not doing a Rick and Morty joke right now. I'm not going to do it. I already have done it. Just reminding you that Sichuan is a thing in Rick and Morty is saying too much. Known for their distinctive black and white colouring, these bears have a highly specialised diet, primarily consuming bamboo, although they occasionally eat other available foods. Pandas are typically solitary animals, spending most of their time eating, resting, and searching for more food. Well, maybe if they added some more meat in their diets, or if they added something else to their diets, they'd have more energy to do other things, rather than eat, rest, and search for more food. Maybe. Kill the pandas. Anyway. Yes, we won. We won! So as you can see, I was playing Greece. Anyway, guys, thank you for that 3-minute interlude. I am Krishnali. This is Age of Mythology Retold. And we are going right back into our campaign for the Trident with the Dwarven Forge. Chiron suggests the heroes take a shortcut to Midgard by liberating some Dwarven mines from giants. The Dwarven mines have been captured by giants. Will those
What do you think,
along?
Idri?
We are running out of time. What choice do we have?
What do you think they'll want?
What are you little men doing up here?
Your help. We need your help.
Then come out of the shadows and speak with us.
Wow.
Our forge has been invaded by giants. We need your army to drive them out.
I'm sorry, we don't have time to help you right now.
Wait. Can you reach Midgard from your forge?
Of course. Our forge is deep under the mountains, and our mines go all the way through. You'll help us then.
If you deliver us into Midgard.
Excellent. Come, the mine entrance is this way.
undermine. Ooh. I gotta see
Skip
these
on.
guys. The A-tree. This is the A-tree. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna introduce a couple more people.
Skip, yo.
I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds to read this. 8, 7, 6. Pause it. And of course,
Hver er það? Skipan? Já, hver er þar? Skipan?
10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Prostagma?
Ajax, you know. I'm going to give you some time to read him. Pause it if you want to read. Going to 29. I've got a timer here. That's how I keep time and how I know how long I've been playing for. Okay.
Prosecke.
Karan. We'll go up to 49. Pause it here. If you want to read it.
Roshese?
Argantos. Oh, this is good. You can read the whole thing. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to read that. We'll go up to 15.
Caillou.
It's Amanra. Read her. Two, one. But who
No.
are these guys? Okay, now
Verethor?
I'm gonna give you these guys. This is the A-tree. Wait, hold on. This is
Verethor?
Brock. Wait, what am I supposed to?
No.
This is Brock. Dwarven hero, good against myth units. Age, 218. Of course I gotta read them. Who's this guy? Age, 218. Pardon me. Homeland, Niedervelier. Occupation, blacksmith. Brock is a smith, statesman, and reluctant hero of the dwarves. Although the role of leader was not wanted, Brock takes it upon himself to maintain his people's way of life. In the Norse mythical tradition, Brock and his brother Yatri forged Odin's ring Dropnir, Freya's boar Gullinbursti, and Thor's hammer Mjolnir for the gods as part of a wager with Loki. Yep, that was a bum rap. I don't know if you read that or not, but apparently they had all kinds of stuff planned. He built him, Loki cut Sif's hair. Sif is Thor's wife, cuts off her hair, tells Odin, I'll get her new hair that grows. I'll go to a dwarf. Dwarves can make anything. So he goes to the dwarves and says, I'll bet you my head that you can't make anything better than what? I'll bet you that you can't build anything better than the other dwarves that I'm talking to about growing the hair. So they said, yeah, right, we could build circles around those buffoons. So it says, okay, but you got to do it in record time. I think there was a time limit. And so they started forging for the gods. And while they were forging, one of them put a boar skin into a forge of gold so he could make a golden boar. And while he was there, Loki turned himself into a fly and he bit this guy. He bit one of the dwarves who was working the bellows, meaning he had to stop sometimes and that slowed him down. But on the positive side, the more time he spent on it, the better it got. And as a result, so he managed to outfit the gods with powers beyond those of mortal men, did Loki. So Loki was able to, through this trick, well, first of all, the dwarves definitely won that bet, and they were going to cut Loki's head off. Until he said, "Hold on a moment, I only promised you my head, I didn't promise you my neck. So you can't damage their neck when you're cutting the head off." And that's impossible. How do you get the whole head and not cut the neck? Oh, you got me. I can't take those winnings. If only I had a needle and thread, I'll sew your lip shut. And he immediately got a needle and thread. He sewed Loki's lip shut. He had to rip those threads out for a while, and he didn't talk for a while. Thus he didn't trick anyone for a long time. So Loki, in spite of how annoying he was for people, Loki is one of the only people in the world to have successfully, Loki holds the distinction of having outfitted the gods with powers beyond those of mortal men or magicians. Completely free of charge, which I think's awesome. He got free. So he got free stuff from these dwarves. It almost cost him his head. How much did it cost you? Almost my head, but they couldn't cut my head off, but they couldn't do that without cutting my neck, and that's not part of it, and I didn't bet them my neck. Eitri, hero, Arkantos. Dwarven hero, good against myth humans. Applied upgrades. Homeland, Nidavellir. Occupation, blacksmith. Eitri is a more skilled smith than his brother, but also more impressionable. He avoids conflict, but will do all that is needed of him to help prevent Ragnarok from ever becoming a reality. In the Norse mythical tradition, Brock and his brother Eitri forged Odin's ring Dropnir, Freyr's bow Gullinbursti, and Thor's hammer Mjolnir for the gods, as part of a wager with Loki. Yeah, that is a funny story, but you heard that one already. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that to you. What I am going to do is possibly ruin this video. I certainly hope not. Please do not ruin this video. I have to cheat my way through ending the 504 and speeding this up. I'm sorry I keep doing this, but that's what I'm into. Don't worry, we'll get it.
The giants will stomp us if we don't break through this wall for them. What the?
A settlement. We can build our base in this area.
Ah, these ugly things throw rocks.
Luckily. Oh, what is that power there? Undermine. Target a path of destruction along which... target a path of destruction along which to damage enemy buildings. Destruction along which to damage enemy buildings, walls and towers. Walls and towers instantly collapse, and other buildings take considerable damage. Target a path of destruction along which to damage enemy buildings, walls and... Undermine. Target a path of destruction along which to damage enemy buildings, walls and towers instantly collapse. Target a path of destruction, Target a path of destruction along which to damage enemy buildings. Walls and towers instantly collapse and other buildings take considerable damage. Well, pause it here. Received from Heimdall. Not quite yet. Ooh. Mountain Giant. Scientific name. Girgans bergrisi. Girgans bergrisi. Size 16 foot tall. Diet rocks, trees, sheep, humans. The mountain giants, also known as bergrisar, were known for their great strength and stupidity. They were antagonistic and destructive. Like other Jotuns, represented untamed forces of nature. Remarkably, several giantesses, who were perhaps known as bestial as the males of their species, had trysts with some of the Norse gods. Some of the more notable giants include Thor's enemy Hrungnir, whose head and heart were made of stone, and who fell upon Thor when slain. Gerdadir, the giantess who married Freya's brother. The nameless mason who built the walls around Asgard in 6 months on a bet, was also killed by Thor. And Gunnlod, the giantess with whom Odin had to sleep for 3 nights before he could drink her father's mead. Dude's like, you want to drink Daddy's mead? All I'm asking is give it to me for 3 days straight. Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Get yourself a giant. Kill yourself a giant. G-I-A-N-T. You should be afraid of me.
Til orustuslag.
G-I-A-N-T. Pick up your TCP. Wow. Troll! Troll! Then we go guns, troll. Pause that.
Já. Satt. Ég vil. Hver þar? Satt. Samþykkt. Já, skipan. Já. Hver þar? Skipan. Samþykkt.
Skipan.
Shield Maiden Valkyrie. Scientific name. This unit. A warrior maid that can heal allied units. Good against human soldiers. Scientific name. Homo Valkyria. Size. Human-sized. Diet. Doesn't eat but drinks mead. The Valkyries were mysterious warrior maidens who assisted Odin by choosing which newly slain warriors would enter Valhalla, or Valhalla, Hall of the Slain. Where soldiers, where the bravest and greatest soldiers went. upon the event of having fought to the death bravely, and would earn a hero's reputation and earned a place in Valhalla, a place in Odin's Hall of the Slain. Those chosen would fight each day and feast and drink each night, in preparation for Ragnarok, when they would help defend Asgard in the final battle that would decide the fate of the cosmos. The Valkyries rode through the air and helped determine the victors' battles and the course of wars. They also served Odin as messengers and waited on the warriors who filled the halls of Odin and Freya. Nearly 40 different Valkyries are attested by name in the Old Norse Icelandic literary corpus. The total number, however, is unknown. On all sides saw I Valkyries. The poetic Edda reads, on all sides saw I Valkyries assemble, ready to ride to the ranks of the gods. Skuld bore the shield, and Skogul rode next. Guth hailed Gondul and Girskogul of Hyrjan's maidens. The list have ye heard, Valkyries ready to ride o'er the earth. The poetic Edda. On all sides saw I Valkyries assemble. Valkyries, assemble! Bronze armor improves human soldiers' hero and ship resistance to ag attacks such as assault. It also makes ships more resilient to crush attacks such as siege weapons. Iron weapons improve the attack of all human soldiers, heroes, ships, and buildings. Dwarven weapons. Thor's dwarven weapons improve the attack of all human soldiers, heroes, ships, and buildings. Man, no dwarven arrows. Oh well. Ooh, check this bad boy out. It's an elk. Villagers can hunt wild animals for food. Scientific name, Cervus elaphus. Size, 250 pounds, hinds, 500 pounds, stags. Diet, grasses such as woody growth. Elk are called red deer in Europe, and to further confuse the issue, what Europeans would call an elk, Americans call moose. The species is also called wapiti, a Shawnee word, to help avoid the confusion. Elk are large deer with shaggy manes and pointed horns. They live in northern forests in great herds of up to 400 individuals, dominated by a matriarch. Stags form harems in the fall mating season. Mountain lions, wolves, and bears prey upon elk. And speaking of which, a bear. Scientific name. Villagers can hunt wild animals for food. Bears will attack any nearby villagers. Scientific name. Ursus arctos. Size, up to 800 pounds. Diet, predominantly roots, fruit, and nuts. Occasionally fish and mammals. The brown bear is the second largest bear species in the world after the polar bear, although smaller than the grizzly and Kodiak of North America. The European brown bear once inhabited the entire continent, except for a few northern islands, such as Ireland. Deforestation and human expansion have pushed them into small populations in Romania and the Balkans, and large populations in Scandinavia and Russia. Brown bears are largely herbivorous, though they opportunistically feed on carcasses, fish, and even anthills. Bears in cooler climates hibernate for several months, although those in Spain and Croatia may remain active all year. Well, of course, because it's it's warm all the time over there. Little is known of brown bear social organization. They do not appear to be territorial and do not form pair bonds. Mysterious.
Ja, skipan. Jeg vil.
Whoa, dude.
Hver þar?
Dwarves. Dwarves are good at mining gold, but weak at gathering food and wood. They can construct farms, houses, and ox carts. Dwarves are a secretive human-like race that evolved from the primordial giant emir's remains, or parasites feeding on them. They live in great caverns and mines beneath the earth, are expert craftsmen, particularly with metal, and are known for their insatiable greed. I'm gonna let you read the next part. Alright, keep doing this bit. You've got 10 seconds. I'm waiting on something, so... do worry about stuff. Do worry about something that's happening next week. Signed up for a cameo, hoping that's going to go through. I'm a bit superstitious. Oh, god, poetry and sculpts. Oh, you know what I say? Fight Skadi, goddess of winter and hunting. Focus economy and throwing axemen. This unit, oh, a frost giant. Unit, a giant that can freeze other units with his breath. Good against human soldiers. Alright, Skadi upgrades frost giants to frost giants of Thrym with improved hit points and attacks. Frost giant hit points plus 33, frost giants melee attack damage. All types, plus 20. Frost Giant's ability recharge time, minus 25. Enchants your Drakkar with the icy Arctic Gale, allowing their attacks to slow down and even freeze enemies. Dreki attacks slow ships and Mythians. 100% per hit with 100% slow is reached. Target is frozen for 20 seconds. When 100% slow is reached, target is frozen for 20 seconds. Not that useful. Maybe it will be. Winter Harvest. Skadi's harvest causes food to be gathered faster, especially from farms. Village gather work rate for farm plus 20%. Villager gather work rate for huntable plus 10%. Villager gather work rate for herdable plus 10%. Villager gather work rate for berry bush plus 10%. Huntress axe. Skadi blesses throwing axemen with the Huntress axe, improving their range and ensuring that they never miss. Throwing axemen adds 1 to ranged attack and axemen range. Throwing axemen sets track rating to 9. And I say, fight giants with giants. Frost.
Yo.
Frost giant. Scientific name. Myth unit, a giant that can freeze other units with his breath, good against human soldiers. Scientific name. Gigans Shrimthers. Size 15 foot tall, so a little shorter than the mountain giants, but still very powerful. Diet frozen water, or more on wedding feasts. See below. The Hrimthursar, also called frost or rime giants, were among the first of the giants created when the world began. Along with the brutish Bergrasar, or mountain giants, the frost giants were ancient beings. Representing elements of the cake world. Sometimes. They lived in the realm of Jotunheim, one of the 9 worlds of Norse mythology, and their leader was the Jotun Thrym Uproar. He was an archenemy of Thor and once stole his hammer, Mjolnir, demanding Freyja for a wife in exchange for its return. As the tale goes, Thor dressed up as Freyja and went to retrieve his hammer. During the feast, the giants were amazed that Freyja ate an ox, several salmon, and drank large tankards of mead. Loki made the excuse that Freyja had not eaten in days because she was so excited to be married. When Thrym peeped under the bridal veil and saw Thor's beard, Thor threw off his disguise. Thor's heart laughed within him when he saw his hammer. First he struck down Thrym, the king of the Jotuns. They slew all of his kin. He also killed Thrym's lay from the... Thor's heart laughed within him when he saw his hammer. Thrym's lay from the poetic Edda says, Thor's heart laughed within him when he saw his hammer. First he struck down Thrym, the king of the Jotuns, and then he slew all of his kin. He also killed Thrym's poor sister, who had begged for a bridal gift instead of shillings. She received blows instead of rings. A hammer hit. And thus Odin's son retrieved his hammer. Poetic Edda.
Já, tilbúin.
I don't think he was expecting that.
Já, satt. Ég vil.
Go.
Hver þar?
Tilbúin.
10 seconds.
Já.
Pause here if you want. Okay.
Skipan?
Hver þar?
That's that is confusing. Having these guys, you know, just kind of having
Já.
having the warriors be the ones to build. Okay, gatherers.
Prostagma?
Where are the gatherers? Where are my gatherers? Please don't break.
Tilbúin? Veiðimaður?
Snow pine tree. Pine trees are among the 4 families of coniferous plants. Most conifers are evergreens, but continually shed needles throughout the year. All conifers are gymnosperms, which means that they produce seeds like pine cones that have no fruit, and are usually dispersed by wind rather than by animals. Many pine cones have evolved to only sprout following a forest fire, so as to ensure that there will be sufficient light to feed the growing sapling. Temperate coniferous forests grow in regions with sandy soil, mild winters and warm summers, and plenty of rain. They contain some of the tallest trees on the planet, but with relatively low animal diversity. Conifers growing in these forests include firs and giants such as the sequoia and redwood. Redwood. Further towards the poles are the boreal or taiga forests, where winters are very cold and summers are short and cool. Conifers in these forests include firs and spruces. Animal diversity there is even lower than in temperate forests. Go. Need some of these boys. Select the location to create a new gold mine that has more gold and is gathered faster if used in later ages.
Hvar er skipar á? Grjótsveinn, hvar er þar? Grjótsveinn.
Wait, do you do it? Do you dwarves?
Skipan?
Do you mine too?
Something!
Right,
Where
you
is
guys
her?
can walk for a little while.
Sot!
I wonder how useful this actually is. Let's snow. Older, god of beauty and kindness, focus cavalry and siege weapons. God of beauty and kindness, focus cavalry and siege weapons. What tier? The namesake of Tuesday. God of warfare and protection, focus infantry. Winter, target anywhere on the map to summon packs of ferocious wolves to attack enemy town centers. Ooh, that's pretty good. Fenris wolf brood. With unit, the larger the pack of Fenris wolves, the stronger they get. Good against human soldiers. I think we'll do it that way. We have our fellow giants. Fenris wolf brood. Canis Fenris. Side. Oh. Range soldiers, ships, and fortifications fire more accurately at moving enemy targets. Soldiers. So that's 3 to track rating. Was 550 pounds. Diet, deer, cattle, and gods. The great wolf Fenrir, of which these monsters are just the offspring, was the product of Loki and the giantess Angrboda. The gods raised the wolf in Asgard, but only Tyr had the courage to feed it. Unfortunately, the wolf kept growing until nothing could chain him down. When the dwarves made a chain out of the roots of a mountain, the beard of a woman, the silence of a moving cat, the sinews of a bear, the spittle of a bird, and the breath of a fish. In order to trick Fenrir into being chained, Tyr offered him food, and in retribution, Wolf bit off his hand. Fenrir then began to howl until the god stuck a sword in his mouth as a gag. At Ragnarok, Fenrir is fated to break his chains and kill Odin. Let's hope that doesn't happen here. Oh, this isn't doing much of anything. You know what we need?